So I'm having a chat with Chris Difford of Squeeze. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very nice to be here.
Good. Yeah, and great to have you here. Now, before we talk a little bit about Squeeze, you've been doing some judging on Talent is Timeless. Tell us a little bit about the competition.
Well, it's a wonderful website that you can look up called Time is Timeless and Talent is Timeless, and it's for people basically over 50 who are budding songwriters, and there are many of them, I can tell you that. It seems to be a very worthwhile hobby that people take into their older ages, I guess. And there's over 9,000 songwriters in the community, which goes across the world, really. It's free to enter. And the judges include Judy Collins and myself, Ralph Mattel, Els Bailey, and many more. So there's quite a lot of us on board.
Yeah, absolutely. And 2022's winner was announced as Kelly Brightwell and Woody Moran. Tell us a little bit about what you thought of their track, which we'll play on the show after this interview.
Well, it's so difficult to choose because, everybody's performances and songs are really good. So to choose one was hard enough, and this one is really great, just like the others are. It's calmly competitive, I guess, is what I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. And 2023's competition is open now. I think the closing date is the end of this month, end of March. Are you back for judging for 2023 as well?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could give more of my, but I'm so busy doing other things. But where I can help, of course, I will, because it's fantastic to have songwriting as something for people to subscribe to and enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure you're really quite busy because at the end of last year, you released an EP with Squeeze, Food for Thought. Tell us a little bit about the release.
Yeah, it came out of the blue, really. It was Glenn's idea to record song Food for Thought, and all the proceeds go to the Trussell Trust. And on our tour, we supported the Trussell Trust and played the song every night, of course. So it's really sparked the beginning of us writing songs too, because we haven't written for a long time, and both us are over 50. So it will be a bit of a hobby for us to get a new album together.
Yeah, is that the plan next for you then, would you say? Because I think your last record was, what, 2017, was it?
Yeah, we're in discussions about raising the funds to record an album. Obviously, it costs money, and it's difficult to find from record companies these days. So as a sort of veteran artist, which I think we are, so yeah, we're looking for the funds, and then we can leap into the studio and get on with the songs. And then we've got festivals to play throughout the year.
Yeah, good. What is the plan for you this year and touring and performing wise?
As a solo artist, I'm performing 2 or 3 shows every month, but I'm also playing the Edinburgh Festival. And I'm in the background writing a new script for that. I've done the Edinburgh Festival 3 times now. I absolutely love the discipline of doing a show within the constraints of it being 55 minutes. So I'm working on that when I'm not working on Squeeze, but Squeeze is the priority, and also, running my songwriting workshop.
Yeah, absolutely. And busy times for you ahead, I'm sure. Now, obviously, Squeeze has been around for many years. Did you realise kind of when you started everything up with Squeeze that it would be still a well-known name today, and how popular the music was going to be at the time?
I think most musicians in those days thought that music wouldn't last much beyond your mid-20s, I guess. Anybody who was over 30 was seen as a dinosaur. But here we are dinosaurs, I guess, and I'm very, very happy for it.
Yeah, good. And you also do your solo stuff as well. What was the reason behind releasing music solo rather than keeping it as part of the band?
Well, both Glenn and I have our solo projects in the background. Squeeze is obviously the major priority throughout the year. But it's good to be able to have balance in life and to be able to write other songs with other people, to produce albums that are not Squeeze. Is really, actually, to be fair, it's more like a hobby because people don't buy music in the way that they used to. So, for instance, any new stuff that I would record now would at best be associated with a podcast rather than a product.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Tell us a bit about the music you do at the moment and obviously the performances you do on at Edinburgh.
It's a story of how I got from a council estate in South London to where I am today. But it's more of a reflection on what happened to all those kids that I grew up with, because when I look back at it, I think, well, you know, I wonder where everybody's gone, because you just lose contact with people. So the show will be a bit of a reflection of that, and then how I originally met Glenn, and with the 50p advert that changed my life, put me in a relationship, songwriting relationship that has lasted 50 years.
Yeah, great stuff. And obviously you've been touring and performing and everything for many years now, what must be 50 years, if not more by now. But is there anything that you have yet to do, that you haven't done yet, that you do want to achieve at some point in your musical career?
Well, just to record another record would be an achievement. Yeah, I mean, every year there's every time you go on tour, there's a different angle. Every time you write a song, there's a different view. You know, I think it's good for us to, as songwriters, to be able to branch out and work with new people and try different things. I think there's nothing to be lost from that. I think there's everything to be gained.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Chris, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Thank you.